Do you believe that you are part of black culture?
I believe I'm a part of the Jamaican culture.
Okay.
What's the difference to you?
The difference to me is that what is the black culture, you cannot just define black culture as black culture because it varies. I relate with the Jamaican culture because it's a culture that I grew up in. You know, we have black British culture, so that's a different thing. But to me, black British culture is a merge of like Jamaican, Caribbean, and Africa and England together. That makes the black British culture. That's what I would say. But I cannot define in one sentence to say this is black culture because it's.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
When did you decide that you were Jamaican? Was it when you came back over here? Was it when someone asked you? Like, was there an experience where you just felt, I identify as a Jamaican man?
Let me explain to you there. And I don't know if I've ever said this on an interview anywhere yet, but my mother, before me, she had a miscarriage. So when she was pregnant with me, she could have gave birth to me in Jamaica.
Right.
But where we live, the hospitals weren't great. So obviously she has that opportunity to leave. Once she had me and did the checks, 3 months on a plane back to Jamaica. So from there until what I know has been that. So it's not like I wake up one day and say, oh, 5-year-old, I want to be Jamaican. Oh, 10-year-old, I think I'm Jamaican. 12-year-old,
cool.
I'm definitely Jamaican.
Yeah.
It's just what's inside. You understand what I mean, brother?
To call yourself a Jamaican, that's interesting because you said that you weren't born there. But I guess if the community to which you kind of were raised in, which is Jamaica, obviously, if they've embraced you, the large swaths of them and stuff, and if you've got citizenship, I don't know if you have, but yeah, from where I come.
Harry, do you have a Jamaican passport?
Yes, I do.
So I find it interesting as well because how do you decide? White Yardie, I'm from Jamaica. My grandparents are from Jamaica.
Yeah.
My dad's born there. My mum was born here. You probably would know more about Jamaica than me, just because I'm black now. If I said I'm Jamaican, no one's going to question me. It is, you're just Jamaican.
Exactly.
But you probably know how to cook yard food. You know how to do all
That's
of that
my life.
better than me. So then, who are we to tell him? Actually, no, you're not Jamaican, just because he's white.
Is I went to school in Jamaica, so when people are when people here are talking about, oh, you cannot represent the culture, you're not from Jamaica, you're not this, like that, you know nothing about the black culture, and I'm like, you were born here, you were raised here, you went to school here. That means if you went to school for like, how long do you go to school when you're here? Like what?
Too long.
Like, how many years? Just say like 12 years or something.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
So 14 years. Realistically, they only taught you, what, 14 months of black history. My whole schooling was black history. So I learned everything about the culture. So when I'm in school, we don't have a month to say this is white history month because we have to accept that white. Yeah, I don't care about that. I'm there to learn, and I'm not even there to learn. I'm just going with what I know is life.
Would you say that someone like White Yardie is culture appropriating?
No, not at all. I think that, you know, not least because he actually has some connection to many of these parts of the world, but he clearly doesn't have intentions to denigrate, to humiliate, or to make a particular culture inferior in the eyes of the majority of society. He's clearly doing it from a sense of appreciation and a sense of sharing love, and I think that that is something that is positive.
But White Yardie, Harry, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, and I think that you've been a very valued member of this panel. Also, after the break...
We just clapped.
I know, for the white man. Clap your cheeks for the white man. No. After the break, we'll be joined by the gorgeous rapper Miss Banks, who